So for the credit card part, we're just all going to do the same thing. Okay, so assume that you're Christmas shopping or whatever, and you get a new, like they always ask you to get that store credit card. And suppose you buy stuff maybe for other people and you end up charging $2,500 on the card. Okay, so those store credit cards often have a really high interest rate. Like I think I got a thing for a Target credit card and it was like 23.99% yearly interest, the APR. So let's just use that. So let's say the interest rate was 23.99% per year. And so I think credit cards often do it daily, but you only pay monthly. So we're just going to assume it's compounded monthly so it matches our payments. So what we want to do is sort of start out the same way that we did our mortgage. Like it's sort of like an amortization schedule for the credit card. I'm just going to copy the headings in the first row. We don't have all of this other stuff to worry about though. Okay, and then I'm just going to do auto fit. Okay, so our beginning balance is equal to 2,500. Now, we'll figure out the payment in a second. Now, how much interest we earn is still on the beginning balance, but this time it's 23.99%. So 2,399. And so notice that just in the first month, it's almost $50 worth of interest. So that means if you were to pay less than $50 a month, you would never pay it off. I mean, well, unless you paid $49.99, then you would reduce your balance by a penny in a month. But I mean, in order to even make a dent in your balance, you would have to, let's say you made 60, and the credit card companies will set like your minimum payment. And I think by law, they have to set it higher than how much interest you earn, because say they set your minimum payment to be $40, then at the end of the first month, you owe more than you charged to begin with. So notice you owe almost $10 more. So I think by law, they have to have your minimum payment be more than the interest you earn. So let's just say it was 60. Okay, and then we'll just we'll assume we make the same payment all the time. And let's see, so what we'll do here is see how long it takes to pay it off, and then how much we actually end up paying if that's what we do. So I'm just gonna, let's see. Okay, so notice it automatically, it changed the period to 2, but it doesn't, I forgot to do the beginning balance. So the beginning balance here has to equal the ending balance of period 1. Okay, so now everything should be fixed. I'll just do one more before I copy all the way down. Okay, so it looks like everything worked. And so now we don't know how many payments it's going to take. So let's just copy down until we see a balance of 0. Okay. Oh, okay. This is not right because notice the payment changed. I think it must have, yeah, see it added $1 every time to the payment. So I'm just going to hit equals and click on the one above it and then drag that down. I have a feeling then we're going to have to copy down quite a bit further because, yeah, we still owe like $1,600. So, okay, so just do that last row. And so now we're copying down farther and farther. Okay, ooh, that was close. Okay, so now we'll do total paid and interest paid. Okay, so for the total paid, we made 90 full payments, so 90 times our payment, plus what we owed at the beginning of the 91st month. And those dollar signs just means it doesn't fit. So notice there, it's 54.24. Okay, So if you got a credit card with that high of interest and you made payments of $60 a month, so 91, so if you do 91 divided by 12, it took you it took you more than 7.5 years to pay it off. And you end up paying $5,400, which is more than twice what you charged. Now, of course, if you have a lower interest rate, it's not that bad, but those store credit cards have really high interest rates. So the interest paid is the total paid minus the amount charged. So almost $3,000 in interest. So you paid more interest than what everything was worth, just interest. So I want to do 2 other scenarios. So let's go and copy the whole thing. And then let's just do it in column M and then Control V. Okay, we'll assume that the same amount was charged and your interest rate was the same, 23.99. What I want to look at here is, suppose you miss a payment. Well, okay, so I'm just going to change this first one to be 0. Now it's going to change all of them to be 0, but let's change this back to 60. So then we only missed our first payment. But then the problem is, what the credit card companies do is when you miss a payment, then you have a late fee. And and I think, again, by law, it can't be more than a certain percent of your balance, and it can't be more than your minimum payment. Let's just assume it was a $40 late payment fee. So go to your ending balance here, and then just do plus 40 at the end. Okay, so first of all, you earned almost $50 in interest. Then you also had a $40 late charge. So notice your beginning balance is like $90 more than what you charged at the beginning. And now let's see how much longer it takes us to pay that off if we had a late charge. So notice now, when we used to have it paid off in the 91st month, we still have a balance of almost $560 now. So let's see how much longer it takes to pay it off. Okay. So it took another year, basically, to pay it off. And now we'll do the total paid and interest paid. So the total paid is, now we made 101. Actually, we didn't make 101 because that first time we paid nothing. So it was just 100. Times 60 plus what was left at the end of that month. So this time we paid $6,000, and the interest paid is this minus the amount charged, which was $2,500. I'm just going to click on it. So we paid $3,500 in interest. So just missing one payment made the total paid go up by about $600. Yeah, almost exactly $600. So the late fees, the problem with that is they accumulate interest, and it really, really affects how much you pay in the long run. So the one other scenario I want to do with the credit card is just assume, actually let's paste in the original. Okay, so copy and then paste. I'll do column, I'll start it in Z. Let's just assume that instead of paying $60 a month, we pay $70 a month. So you just increase your monthly payment by $10. And let's see, so notice that updated everything, how much quicker we get it paid off and how much that reduces interest by. So notice we paid it off in 64 payments as opposed to 91. Of course, our payments were bigger. Actually, I'll just delete that. I don't need this either. Okay, so now our total paid is, so we made 63 payments of $70.